Hey, what's up? Continuing on for OP12 testing, playing GP Luffy. Today I'm just gonna go over a bunch of Enel matchups. Well, two games and then one Koala, so mainly yellow. Uh, I think a big reason why I picked GP, or at least like GP's in like the running contention for my deck of choice for this format is one because it's really strong, but also it doesn't lose to yellow, which I traditionally just I hated losing to this deck. So I think the stats say, or like I've even heard some people say that Enel's favored in this matchup, but I haven't struggled so far. But I'm still relatively low on rank ladder. These were VODs from yesterday, where I started around 6,000, or top 6,000, which is like very low, and then yeah, started playing from there. So these are probably like not the best Enel players, but so far I haven't seen too much trouble. Spoiler alert, but I also did not know what Enel lists look like at this point and how much they've changed from OP05 when I initially started playing the game. But I imagine you're just playing around like KO triggers all the same. So starting with this game, I opted to go second. I think that's a stronger curve and it takes away from Enel's like big drops. I know that they're mainly going to be playing around Ace and the new, or relatively new 10 drop Enel that dropped in EBO2. So this hand looks pretty good. This doesn't really do anything, I think, but it can act as counter. And then we have three ways to find stage. I think stage is the most important just because I don't want to have all my units removed. You need to go as wide as possible in this matchup, I believe. So I'm going to be looking for stage, find another Zoro, which is good, to just like extend board and continue looking for stage. So here, I think probably just grab counter, to be honest. I don't think there's anything in here that I really want to grab. Maybe an event. Yeah, I don't really need counter at this point, even though this is like quite a good amount of counter here. I already have one Gungam Giant and another counter event, so I think even grabbing the search event is fine here because I really want to dig deep for the stage, but I ended up grabbing 2k. So I take that, take the first hit. I don't mind going down even to 1 in this matchup. If they're hitting me, I'm assuming that they don't have Gudatsu here. And that's another reason to take the first couple of hits to life, I think, so I think that's fine. Still no stage, so I think I make my first... Oh, okay, never mind, I do swing first, that's good, playing around KO triggers. Again, I don't know what they run, but it's certainly possible that they have any. And then, yep, find stage here, and then I'm pretty sure I'm just snap grabbing it. That is a lot of 2Ks going down, but that's alright. This was also sort of debatable, but I think they're... Because this can help with like anti-starve, but since, you know, they're hitting me, I think it's fine to take stage first because I don't want all my stuff to get blown up immediately, so... hit us again, trigger, which is nice. Here... I think there's an argument to make... Or to take the 2k or Dead Man's Game. I'll probably just take the Dead Man's Game here. I think in this matchup you have like quite a bit of leftover Dawn at the end, and I'm not in a hurry. So they pop bar Zoro, it's fine. So here, start with the Nami, see what I find, see if I want to pivot. I think I should have swung a 5 here. Like, I don't think swinging a 5 or 6 is going to matter at this point. And now always wants to go down to 2 anyways, or like even further. They don't really care too much, especially since I don't have a board. So I definitely think even before the Nami search, I should have just swung 5. Grab a... What did I end up grabbing? Here I feel like I've grabbed... Or like... I've bought him so many 2Ks, but now I think I just grabbed Dead Man's Game here. And then... this is a little iffy, because I feel like they can... Like, this Zoro is really just more KO fodder. But that's the first Sanji pudding I see, so I'm gonna snap grab that. And then here I'm debating on whether I want a leader ability just to make sure that they don't KO this. But if I leader ability here, go to, I think I just go too far down and Dawn, but then the next turn I can go Spud, draw one, and then Frankie back up. So but it looks like I just opt to play stage here and get a draw, and then I kind of get rewarded for it, even though I probably shouldn't have, by ripping the Luffy Taro off the top. So that's fine. And then here another misplay I made was like not swinging the 5. Like this could get KO'd out of a trigger off of life again, but yeah, I think I'm just thinking whether to do leader effect or not. But yeah, just swing 5 trigger, but not a KO trigger, so I never punished. Sabu swings a 5. I'm gonna start countering out here. I don't want to like, yeah, this is just like too low of a swing to. Their attacks are gonna get bigger, so I don't want to grab many things. But they end up playing Akuma, which is fine for me. Here, I think I want to again. I think I end up throwing by resting this stage here, even though I can't boost. And I shouldn't really be boosting the Zorojiro anyways. I should be boosting either Spud or Luffy Taro. So yeah, I don't know, I brain farted there, I think. And then I think I swing a 5 at the Nami and see if they're gonna give me counter for it. Like if they give me counter, I think they're throwing. You don't want to be wasting counter on small bodies like this, as an Enel, but you know, you never know. So yeah, and then I like this just like ends up like telegraphing my plays even more. So I definitely just should have swung 5 there, because if I swing 5 and they counter, then I'm okay swinging a 6 here, and if they counter again, even if this lives, like I'm kind of chilling. I'm never dying in this position. So yeah, swing 6, and you should probably just let it go, but she'll see. Yep, it does the right thing, lets it go, and then swing 5. I think because he let it go, I'm okay swinging this because it's not a real body I'm turning sideways, and I want to get him down to 2, because if all 3 of these live next turn, then I can threaten to push for lethal with the Rush Luffy. So I think he has to counter here, potentially. No, but he ends up taking. Swings 5 into that, which this tells me he's on 9. I thought that meant he was going to play Yamato, and Yamato honestly actually punishes me here probably, because it takes this out. But that's not the end of the world. They don't get to heal off of it because they're at 2. It'd just be annoying, and they have a big body now to pair with it. So I thought that's what it was. And then obviously I'm never going to counter out for this, but he ends up sticking a Dawn and Takuma, swing 8s. I just ended up taking it because, like I said, I don't care. But oh yeah, once he attaches to this and he has 8 left over, then I'm assuming he's going to play Katakuri, so I'm going to lose a body anyways. So taking it is fine because I go back up to 2. Here, poke a 6. I want to stage something different, so I think it's fine letting this die to a trigger at this point. Swing 6, see what he does. Yeah, but if I think he has to counter here, because then I go 8, and then I can threaten again with like the Rush Luffy. So I think, oh, and then he does end up killing it. Yeah. Then now this puts him in a kind of a rough spot, because what I can do here is I swing 7, and if he takes, then I leader effect and I can jam pretty big. Yeah, I'm gonna restand this, saying like, yeah, you better counter or I'm gonna kill you here. And even in this position, like, I probably end up leader effecting. And then the only issue here is I'm like pretty low on Dawn, but I think I'd just do a low commitment swing. Actually, no. I'll go 7. Rip another 2 or make him take the life. And then, you should swing leader first, yeah. In case, yeah, if like this... Yeah, I don't want to turn this sideways if I don't have to, so... So he takes... Go another 7. I don't want to swing 8 in case, like... Because there's a world where he has, like, 2k, 1k, and then... He just has to split 3 ways here to kill me. And I didn't do the math, but, you know, there's a chance that I die from that. He does have the counter for it. But now this, like, forces him into a position where he has to kill. Actually, does he have to kill here? Yeah, he has to kill here, I believe. Because he can go for my board at this position, but, like, I have so much counter that him going for my board, like, it saves me counter in the long run, and then I can just kill him on the crackback for sure. Because, like, if you go for board here, like, you're not really swinging real numbers, because it's like, what, 8-8, and then that's just like 2 cards out of my hand. 2 like really easy cards to give to, and then if he plays like the Russian L, like I still have this for counter, so that's 3, and then like if he goes here, then I'm never dying, and then he can't swing his leader, so let's see what happens. So he swings 7, just give 2, and I have to counter out of these, because 8, just go 2-1. Oh, I end up taking it. Oh yeah, because I'm saying, like, if you play Rush 10, like, I'm not dying here, so be my guest. Yep, and then he ends up pitching a brick and healing. And then, this is where, like, I mean, it's alright, like, most of the time, but, like, I potentially threw here, because I should have just used this instead for the 3k counter, and then just counter it out normally, because this sets me back too much in Dawn, and then, like, it's super highly unlikely, but there's, like, a chance that I could die to, like double veggie 0 cost event or something like that. I mean, he already used, like, 2 0 cost events, so probably unlikely, but, you know, why even bother giving them that chance? But, swing 7, heals, yeah, like, if he, like, 0 cost evented here, and then went back up to 2, and then, like, he hit another veggie, then, like, then I potentially lose. But, I mean, unlikely, but, you know, it's possible. That's why. But that's the first game. And going on to the second game. So again here, I opted to go second. I think that's a better curve. I have double search. Nothing really playable, but I think double search and then drawing off the 1 is fine, so I end up keeping. Don't want to get, like, too greedy. And then I think probably prioritizing stage at this point again. Draws a Dawn, Pride passes, and then I snap grab a Sanji Pudding, and then Zoro Juro. Oh, whoops, this is a little too fast. So, and then off of here, yeah, probably getting the Zoro Juro off the Sanji Pudding, rather than the Sanji Pudding here, because I want to dig deeper for cards. And then have something playable on 4 as well. But I get another one, which is annoying. And then, yep, swing 5 first. It's a relay trigger, a little annoying. I see 2 here, which means, like, making me want to lean towards, like, I have to grab this, because then I only have 1 more in deck. I don't remember if I grabbed it off of, or, like, if I saw it on any of the earlier searches. But, so I grabbed that. Here. Take it, go down to place Higanojo, kind of annoying, but here's whatever. I don't think I want to ever play Spud here because I don't have stage, so realistically I'm probably gonna Nami first to see what I find. But swing 5 first, of course. Oh, but I ended up playing the Spud for some reason. I guess I just decided 4-5-4 was the stronger play, and I pick up the stage here. And the Sanji pudding, unfortunate. Yeah, in hindsight, I don't like, this is like obviously the optimal curve, but against like anything that threatens removal, it's probably not good. But he ends up playing Akuma. Swing 6, just counter out that one. Since I have the boat, I don't have to dig as much anymore. Swing 6 with that. Okay, going down 1. Play the boat. Ooh, grab another Spud. That might be my last one actually, so yeah, that's fine. And then here, I probably play the Spud leader ability and then poke 6 at this and see if he wants to give it up. And I'm like 4 wide, so I'm like okay with playing a little bit longer. But yeah, he ends up hella countering out, which I think is incorrect. So at this point, like I want it off the board, so I just swing another 8. But like if he gives me another, he already dumped like, I think this 8's a little troll. He already gave me like 2 2Ks, I think. Or he gave me a 2K for the last 6, so I don't know why. I guess I really want it off the board, but I think I should have just poked another 8 at it and see if he let it go. And then I imagine since I'm at 1, he's never swinging the Sanji pudding, so like if I swing 6 at this and then he lets it go, like I'm okay swinging 7 here as well. Because if he ends up swinging at this, like I'm going to counter out regardless, and then this just saves me 1k for every swing he puts into it. But he goes 6 there, give 1k Frankie, which is fine. And then where is he swinging this? Plays the rush Dofi and then decides to not swing, I believe. Yep. And then luckily I have Dead Man's Game. I guess poke 6. I gotta will him down at some point, so I don't like hate poking 6s here. He's probably gonna take it. Stage push the Sanji. I probably should have done this first, but if he gets a KO trigger, he would have probably gotten rid of 1 anyway, so it doesn't ultimately matter. Counters out of there, and then this is where I think if he counters out of there, I should probably just pivot and try clear board at this point, because him going down to 2 is not going to do much. Yeah, and then like I don't want to hit him down any further than this, like to give him additional heal value with like either Yamato, Ace, or Enel. So actually I don't know if Enel heals past 2. I should probably look that up. But so I end up doing DMG so I can swing into the blocker, and he ends up deciding to save it, which I thought was insane because I don't want to swing at lead at this point anyways. So this is just like, it's just wasted 2k counter for him to do that. So and so like swing 6 into leader, and then I just jam into this Dofi. Like at this point, if he heals, it's fine. So like I'm so wide that regardless I'm probably killing, but he ends up countering out, which again, I think my opponent just like threw hella here. So regardless of whatever happens, and I have hella Dawn open for event counters, and then I just have a ton of 2Ks too, and then I can just use the Rush Luffy to finish the game, or like, if the game extends, then I can just clear the board and then rush him down. He has like so little cards in hand that he's most likely dead to Rush Luffy regardless, so then he decides to jam 12 here, and then I just go him Giant. Yep, I'm so healthy in Dawn. Like this game's just like over at this point. And then just 2k out. Like once he just jams 5 Dawn onto here and swings 12, like this tells me he has nothing playable either, even before he loaded this up. So the game was just kind of over at that point, and I just boost, swing 7, just poke hella 7s here. And he veggies my leader for some reason, which, like, again, it doesn't matter at this point, but I don't know why he didn't veggie the Sanji pudding for a higher value, but okay. Swing 7, counters out, 7's guaranteed. And then rush Luffy. And that's game. And then for game 3, I had no idea what this leader does, so I played really sloppy this game. But he chose to go second. I'm assuming Koala won second because Dragon's 8, so I'm just assuming off that curve. I don't know what this deck does still. But since it's yellow and black, I'm assuming they have some kind of removal, so seeing stage here is good. And then I have Sanji putting best card in the deck, so play the stage. Hella bricked up, that's okay. Always taking the first anyways. Just swing 8 because I have nothing to play. Here I get a Frankie, and then he plays a Hawk, which KOs when it dies. KOs a 4 when it dies. Original cost of 4. So here I'm planning on playing the Zorojiro. I guess like the stage boost doesn't matter for that, but maybe he has other cards. But if he does that, I'm definitely swinging leader first, which I hope I do. No, I'm trolling. But at the same time, it's kind of also strange if he like just immediately blocks with this. But he, I think I remember he never ends up like really swinging with this anyways. So I think if my opponent here is gonna like do that, he might as well just block the first hit and just gotten rid of this immediately. And then I just play the Frankie and pass. Stay healthy and done. Swings 6 at me, take it. Here, this is like the first time I'm triggering Hell Judgment. At the time, I didn't really think about it, and I was just like, yeah, fuck it, let's just non-minus him. And then after a while, I was like, oh, maybe that was incorrect, because then I don't get to draw off his spud anymore. But thinking about it more now, I think this was correct, just to throw him off their A curve, so they can't play Dragon on curve. So took them down a bit, and then swing 6. I think this is where he blocks here. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, he can't kill Sanji pudding with this, so I'm fine playing this out now. Probably swing another 6. Maybe I should have swung this first, just to get the ramp off, in case he decides to sack this and kill this instead, but it's probably more correct to go after the Zorojiro. Yep. And then play the Zorojiro, grab a 2k. What else was in that stack? Like, I think this was okay of a grab as well, because then next turn I can Luffy Taro into Zorojiro, and I have another big body. Yeah, it's hard to say. But here, it goes for a search, grabs another blocker, which like, this is like the best thing I could have seen, because like, this means he doesn't have any real plays, which is great for me. Yep, so just counter out of that one. Oh, I didn't realize you have to trash card every single time, which is really annoying. But yeah. And then counter out, so I'm like really low in hand. So here, he's representing that he has like some sort of counter event. So I don't think it's like wise to swing at this, even though it's a little annoying. So I decided to just go for a 6 first and see how he reacts. Gives a 2k, goes 7, blocks, blows up the Zorojiro, and then this is where it would have been nice to go Luffy Taro to Sanji, or Luffy Taro to Zorojiro, and then had another body at that point. So I think that was my first clear misplay here. What am I grabbing off of this? Honestly, I'd probably just grab a 2k or something, because I'm so low in hand size that, you know, maybe I die at a certain point, but yeah, it's fine. Yeah, leader ability, and then swing. I imagine I swing with the Frankie up, and then gain 1. 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can't. I was gonna play the Sanji out, but I'm not low enough. And the Hell's Judgment trigger also kind of threw me off here, I think. But that's fine. And then here, I think I just jam big into the crossfit. Just ended up just by chance that I had enough to jam 10. So even if he has like a 4K counter event, he needs to pitch another 1K, which I'm fine with at this point. And which he does give me. So yeah, that's fine. At this point, and you'll see in a little bit, like, end up working out in my favor, even though I didn't know it at the time. So plays a Robins, and I have the Trash 2. It's really annoying. I Trash one of the Giants, take a hit, counter this one. And then here, I think, is where I have another misplay on my part. So again, I had no idea what this deck does, but they have 2 up, and I think now with Green Zoro running around, everyone's teching Black Vortex, so I think that's a counter event that you have to respect, but at the time I didn't know what this deck ran, so I just, I was like, maybe it's that 4K counter again. So if that's the case, then that nullifies leader ability, which means I'll be at 6, so the right play here would be starting with a Sanji Pudding and then doing the leader ability first, even though that like sort of telegraphs or plays first. But now here, I think I misplay here because I end up swinging 7 with the Frankie into leader. I was like thinking initially like I want to just push face here because and just threaten to kill them, and like, you know, swinging 6s here is like kind of donating a 1K counter at this point when they're like semi close to dying, I think. But I think instead what I should have done, because they only have 5 cards in hand, and they're representing an event, right? So event and then unknown. But if I start with the 6 here, I think it asks the question like, are you going to dump your hand to save this? Or which then I effectively either clear this for free or I get to starve them of resources. And if I clear this for free, then I can go 7/7 and then play this and go another 7 at leader, and they're going to have to give me cards anyway, regardless. Swing 7 here, and then unlucky for me, this Kuma triggers out, which then again, like, again, if I swung 6 here and he let it go, that's when I would start jamming face, and then if he ends up like dumping his entire hand to save this, then I only have like 3 bodies to contend with. But now here, I end up going another 7, and then I swing another 7, in which I think my opponent sort of trolls here as well. Yeah, he just ends up letting the blocker die, which like tells me they don't really have counter in hand, but then he Black Vortexes. So like, but if you have a 1K, I think you just, I think you Black Vortex that one, and then when I swing another 7, you just block and counter 1. And then I just leave 2 up for events. Yeah, but now it gets a little tricky. I have to Gum Gum Giant out of this, and then what did I draw off of that? Okay. Yeah, this makes me have to like Gum Gum Giant. And then I have double 2K, and then here he swings 8. So if I take this, they go 8, 10. Yeah, if I take this, then I have to like bank on this being a 1K counter to live. Because if I take this, yeah, so I think maybe countering here was incorrect because I forgot that they can split with this Koala too, which is what they end up doing. And then they go 6. Luckily I rip an event counter off the top, but they go 6/6. So this just had to be a 1K. 6, 6, and then there's the event counter. Luckily, I mean, there's probably a good chance that like this was a counter. I'd have to like look through and see how much counter I expended, but like, why even give them the opportunity again? So, like, I just got lucky here, to be honest. And then, yeah, they were pretty bricked up, but it looks like they had a 1k, so I don't know why. Like, if they just Black Vortex this, and then I go 7, and then they block with the Robin and pitch this, or even if like last turn, instead of only leaving 2 up for the Vortex, they left 3 up for the events, which I don't know if they could have done. Oh, then I would have had one more counter, I suppose, but like, I don't know. You'd have to like really look into it and see if like which line was better, which I'm not gonna get into now. But I think like not taxing this, because when this popped out, it made like lethal so much easier for him. But if they save that Robin there, I'm like 100% dead. So I think they just threw. Yep. And then lastly, just like talking about like why I picked GP for this format. Real quick, if I like pull up the matchup chart, I know like sim data is not everything, but I think like GP has like a good matchup spread into like most of the meta. I think you lose to like Rayleigh and Green Zoro, but like I honestly think like if you can get good enough at the game, then these are probably not as like lopsided, and it already being 60-40 is like not the worst like spread in the world. Like realistically, I think Green Zoro is probably a way more simple deck, so it's probably better to play that since like I don't spend like a billion hours playing this game. But you just like, I don't know, this matchup percentage into Enel and into Yellow Kid is just like abysmal, and I think like I don't know, I just hate losing to Enel, and I don't think GP has that big of a problem. I think we're only slightly favored here, and you know, I'm probably not playing the best Enel players right now, but so far I've been struggled, but we'll see as like testing continues. And then everything else is pretty good. I honestly don't think this Bonnie stat is like realistic. I think we probably have like close to 50-50, maybe slightly unfavored. So, and then everything else we're like, oh yeah, this us being like 70% Koala and me almost losing there was like kind of crazy. But like, I'm probably not prepping for these two decks, to be honest. Like they're probably going to be really low in play rate. And then the off meta guys trying to kill Rayleigh are probably going to be playing Enel or Kid, and I think GP just has an infinitely better time into those decks. Shanks might come out again, and like the matchup's okay for against Shanks as well. And then with the other three I talked about, like the matchup spread's not too bad. So, but I do think like this deck on. Sometimes like the God curve of like Zorjiro, essentially putting Zorjiro just like carries you throughout the entire game, but I think there is a bit of a learning curve to it, and I'm still like trying to figure out like the best positions for lethal. But I think once that's solved out, I'm just gonna let like the good matchup spread kind of carry me throughout the format. So yeah, that's it. Right, thanks for watching. See ya.